Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Let's get into today's video. So today we're going to be talking about Martell Holt clapping back at people on Instagram Live. So I have a lot to say, but if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And everyone, please like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. So now, for those of you who may not know, Father's Day was yesterday. Happy Father's Day to anyone who is a father. Well, more like anyone who is a good father. Shout out to you. Thank you for what you do. And I really hope you have children that appreciate you being a good father. Now let's talk about Martell Holt. Martell Holt took to Instagram Live during Father's Day and started talking about how people need to give other people their flowers while they are here. I'm like, okay, I agree with you on that. Have you given melodyshari her flowers? Okay, let me not choose violence so early in the video. But honestly, has he given melodyshari her flowers for being a good mom? Has he given her flowers for actually being a good wife and taking care of business when he was out here cheating with arionnecurry? I think not. Anyways, he talks about giving people their flowers. He also talks about his heart goes out to people who have lost their fathers. And I completely agree to that. I also say my heart goes out to people with terrible fathers. Sometimes it can be like an emotional time for people. But yeah, shout out to you. And my heart goes out to you. Now, he talks a little bit about the fact that he cooks breakfast for his mom. And I just thought, okay, it's a nice gesture. But like, what do you want from us? Like, why are you telling us this? He did also say that his mom was currently at his house making breakfast for him and his children. And I'm like, wonderful. But I'm just like, okay, so what do you want us to do with this information? I think part of it is we're not used to Martell coming out to tell us all these random things. I know I'm not used to it, but you tell me what you guys think. Now, he did advise people, and this was just funny to me, to be the best parents they can possibly be, and that being a father can never be taken away from him. And that he's a great father and will continue to be a great father. Now, here's the thing. I don't think Martell is in a position to teach or advise people to be the best parents they can be. Martell, of all people, needs to be taking that advice, because if you're a good parent, you wouldn't try to put out revenge plea against your ex-wife. If you're a good parent, like, imagine your children seeing that. Imagine them being subjected to that. Imagine their classmates and all these things. You didn't care about that. You didn't think about them when you were trying to put out the revenge plea against your ex-wife. You didn't think about being a good father when you, in COVID, when everyone was meant to be isolating, you were stepping out to go kick it with the side chick, not caring about bringing all sorts of illnesses to your little child at the time and your other children. Where was the consideration for being a great parent, a great father? Like, when you think about a good father, right, you think about like someone who spends time with the children. Okay, fine, we can give him that. You think about someone who is a role model to the children. Like, if your children decided to model your behavior, would they turn out to be children that you'd be proud of? Would they turn out to be good children? Would they turn out to be good people in the society? The answer is no. A good mother treats the children's mother with dignity. This is interesting because I just Googled what is a good father, and then a list of qualities came up, and I'm reading it and I'm like, Martell doesn't even have a lot of these things. And so I'm just thinking, like, for you to have the audacity to be in our faces screaming, I'm a good father, I'm a good father, we do not care about it. And it's like, if you believe that, you wouldn't be on Instagram Live trying to convince us of how great a father you are. Instead, you'll be out there spending time with your children, or out there doing other things, or out here receiving your flowers for being such an amazing daddy. But instead, you want to spend time with us on Instagram and trying to get us to buy into the fact that you are a great father. Miss me with that BS. I do feel like he's trying to garner sympathy from fathers, and he's trying to create his own community of men, or toxic men, of men who are not great fathers and out here pretending to be great fathers. And I feel like that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to build his community. He also said that whatever men are going through, they should continue to be great fathers, no matter how difficult or who is making it difficult, and that they should strive to be a great father. Now, I want to break that down for a second. I feel like the only person making it difficult in this situation is Martell. Martell, sir, you are the one making it difficult for you to be a great father. No one else is. So I don't believe anybody should be taking any advice from you, of all people. He talked about how special it is to be a father, and it's something he had planned from day one. Now, I can give him that. It is a special thing to have children in any capacity, and so I can give him that. He did also mention his best buddy, Ralph, and how he was having a pool party for fathers over Atlanta. I'm just like, okay, I'm just curious. So are they having a pool party with no women? I'm just curious because I've never heard about a pool party with no women. So are women going to be there? Or is it like all men having like a all men pool party? I'm just curious. I want to know. If anyone knows what's happening with Ralph in Atlanta, let us know in the comment section below. Of course, he talks about the mothers. He's like, any mothers that are making it difficult for the fathers, and that they shouldn't make it difficult for the fathers, regardless of what he did. Don't hold the children as pawns. I'm like, nah. Time out. How can you say that they shouldn't make it difficult for the fathers regardless of what they did? If the father is a pedo, are you telling me that I should let the children around this man just because he's their father? Hell to the nah. Like, I hate when people say that. There are certain situations where you should make it difficult. You should actually step in and make sure the law is on your side. Then step in when there is cases where the children could be assaulted, the children could be hurt. Now, I'm not talking about women who do this and where the fathers haven't done anything wrong that can impact the children in like a serious way. So for instance, let's say in the relationship between the mother and the father wasn't a good partner, but then there wasn't any cases of abuse or anything like that for you to think that the father is at risk of hurting the children, then I would say, okay, fine, let the man see his children. But if we're talking about someone who was physically knocking you about, being the children, doing all sorts of crazy-ish to the children, no, make it difficult. Prevent him from having contact. And if in situations where you can let him have contact, make sure it's supervised by a trusted party. So I personally do not believe in saying, make sure you don't make it difficult for them regardless of what they did. If it was a mother that was strung out on drugs, for instance, I would be saying the exact same thing. Or a mother that was a B towards the children, I would be saying the same thing. You cannot put your children in harm's way just because you want them to have access to the other parent. When there is an actual risk, make sure it is dealt with properly. This is why some of these children grow up to be problematic members of the society, is because they were left in situations knowing fully well this man is a B towards the children. And you still see situations where contact is not restricted in any way and this man can do whatever he likes to the children, and then those children grow up to be abusers themselves. Maybe that could have been prevented if contact was restricted in some way or supervised or monitored in some way. Now, he got hella pressed when someone called him out and said, boy, bye. He was huffing and puffing. He's like, he's a grown man, ain't no boy. Bye. Today's Father's Day, and he's a father every day, and nobody should come on his life and tell him boy bye. He got very heated, and he's like, he has 5 kids and he takes care of all of them. People need to be wishing him happy Father's Day or great job, all that kind of stuff. Of course, he talks about he can, if there is a parenting challenge or something, he's going to win. I'm like, dude, are you the same man who was alleged of using physical chastising towards your child? So, like, what are we talking about here, sir? Also, it sounds like Martell needs validation. Maybe he really wasn't having a good Father's Day and decided to come online to try to big himself up and remind himself and say to himself that he is such an amazing father. The thing is like, why do you need our approval? Why do you need our validation? Like, we don't care. We're not going to give you a pat on the back and say, yo, you're a good father. No. That's on you. That's your business. It is what it is. That's nothing to do with us. Like, the fact that you brought it to us gives us the impression that you care about us bigging you up. Like, you're Martell, happy Father's Day. You're such an amazing father. And we're not going to do that because we don't believe you. We don't believe you're a very good father. And so that's just what that is. We believe you're a father that shows up, which is better than some. But when it comes to the morals, the being a good example to your children, you lack all of those things. That is all I have to talk to you guys about today. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button and that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post or go live. And I'll see you guys in the chat. Bye.